Welcome to the first episode of Extra Time in the season one, and we're excited to have you on board. Extra time derives from football. It comes at the end of the game, it comes at the end of regular time, end of 90 minutes. During that time, players are tired and players are in a position where they are tested. That period requires more out of you, but that more and that reserve that it requires out of you was always within you. All you had to do was tap into it. So the whole notion about extra time and the mission that we're on is to empower young people on the importance of detaching your identity from what you do to who you are as a person. And the notion of telling your story each day. Each day is a time and it's an opportunity to tell your story, add a word to it, and create your own story.
Powerful.
We look to create an authentic platform for people to come on, be themselves, talk about their stories, own their stories, and discover their light. We are all powerful beyond measure. And I'm excited for the first season. I'm excited to see where this goes. But yeah, first episode is all about the journey. And to give you a bit of context about it, my name is Shungu Dutiro.
Shungs.
I would consider myself an empathetic leader and someone who strives for collaborative excellence. And I seek to champion authenticity. My story is very much so one of versatility and of resilience and of overcoming challenges. When I was young, in 2016, I was listed on the Guardian's top 60 world football talents. And soon after that, signed professionally at the age of 17. Represented South Africa at under 17 level and under 20 level. But be that as it may, my journey into my early 20s, was riddled with injuries, where I went through a period of extensive injuries and a period of not really knowing who I was and not really being able to get a break. Throughout this period though, it was a growth period. I didn't really see the importance and I didn't really see the purpose behind the pain and what I was going through at the time, but it developed in me a holistic perspective. It developed in me a confidence and a resilience and a mindset of courage and determination to overcome the obstacles that life throws in your way. Although things did not work out how I might have seen it, fortunately at the time I was studying part-time. And luckily, alongside playing professionally and dealing with the challenges of, dedicating yourself to a craft, to a talent, to a craft and to a mission and to goals, I was studying part-time along on the side. And through that period really just required that more out of me. It required that extra bit out of me. Yeah. And it was also a period of really just battling identity. I would show up in different spaces as what was appreciated. In the football space, I wouldn't talk about my studies or my abilities away from the field. Within my studies and my passions away from football, I would exclude my football identity. Yeah. And that really, developing into my early 20s, really came. It really challenged me, and it was a battle, an internal battle with self-value and self-identity. And I feel like the mission behind Extra Time is that notion of identity shifts, of change, of being your authentic self. And it was only at that time of realizing and overcoming those injuries. Fortunately, I'd graduated from my first degree, and then I decided to go on and study more and to study further. And it was only at that time that I had viewed the decision to move away from football as a failure. But retrospectively, that failure was a point of breakthrough. And only looking back now and reflecting on the process, and the journey, am I able to see that there were things placed in the way that were molding me into who I was meant to be. And the journey, something that I've learned along the way is that like the journey will always show you signs, right? And it will always give you feedback. All you got to do is just, be receptive to it
100%.
and take the lessons from from the journey as it unravels. So yeah, after that, so that's a bit about myself, and yeah, so I now work within the fintech space, and I've ventured away from football, but I now seek to empower young people on the importance of being your authentic self, owning who you are, owning your strengths, and tapping into your unique gifts and superpower. We are all powerful beyond measure. And it's only at that time of tapping into it and realizing it do you discover.
100%.
So, yeah, and alongside me, I have my bro who I met along the way. His name is Henry, and yeah, I met him through the footballing journey. We have a similar path, well, similar in the sense of football, and that's where we connect. But obviously different. It's unique. It's
100%.
authentic. It's your journey.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
own it. Now you on to other things. Now
Yeah.
you're doing your own thing. But yeah, let me not take away from him. I'll let him introduce himself.
So, as Shungu mentioned, first, thank you for having me here. Um, you came up with the vision of inspiring um, people. I wouldn't exclude anyone. So for me, it was really inspiring, right? Just you having this vision to inspire throughout this platform, and I never congratulate you enough
Thank you, bro.
for being authentic in who you are. You inspire me personally, directly, because obviously that transition is not, it's a hard one, I'd have to say, for a lot of people, but you own it now. Throughout the years, when you're back here, I meet you, and obviously throughout the years, I can see how strong you become in your identity. And yeah, man, big ups to you.
Yeah.
Big ups
Thank
to
you,
you,
bro.
big time. You didn't mention, but he also has a master's in fintech. So mention
Yeah. Not
mention the whole
to
thing, bro.
not to mention, but yeah.
Give it to them, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nah, so yeah, man. Congrats for that.
Thank
Congrats
you.
for that.
Thank you so
And
much, man.
congrats on this journey, on the work you just got. Like, nah, man. You, as I said last time, I think we were chatting. I told you, bro, don't take it lightly. Right? It's so powerful, bro. Walking into this affirmation, um, just to give some background on who I am and what I do. So I'm a soccer player, active soccer player. Also went through a severe injury 2 years ago, and still battling through that field. And throughout that moment, I ventured into business.
Yeah.
I believe God showed me my potential
Yeah.
in other fields.
Beyond what you might have thought.
100%, bro. Never thought, especially in what I'm doing now. So back in Congo, I was already touched at a lot of things.
Yeah.
One of them was actually we managed a lounge bar. One of my friends, I was still very young. And I would say that phase in my life enlightened me in the sense that we could do something important.
Yeah.
Or yeah, but I left that behind. But it was a huge experience for me. I mean, young people as at our age, managing a lounge bar in the middle of the city, a big city like Kinshasa. Yeah, man. And just throughout that phase, my soccer career wasn't going where it wanted to. So yeah, that was the time where I saw that I could do more than on the pitch.
Yeah.
Then I moved over here to actually join Pirates. They contacted me because they're interested, but that's where I met Shungu as well.
Yeah.
And that's where the journey started. That's where
Our paths connected.
our paths connected.
Yeah.
And to mention, I remember Shungu as a very as a no, I'll say very special person. A moment that sticks with me is throughout our trials, we had two sessions during a day. So we had a morning and an afternoon session.
Yeah.
And so we had the morning session, we trained and whatnot, and we couldn't leave to go back to our place. We had
Yeah.
to stay on the ground.
Because it was quite like 2 hours in between.
I think it was 2 hours in between. And I remember, so they gave us some food to eat, and we decided to go have lunch in your car.
Yeah.
And I think one of our friends were there as well. Tato was there with us, and I remember you opened your book. I was like, "What's this guy doing?" He opened the book and he was reading. I was like, "Yo, what you doing, bro?" And he was like, "Now I'm studying." And already for that, it clicked in my head. I was like, "Nah, he's different, right?"
Yeah.
Because it takes a different you, bro. It takes I would say a special person, right? Just to even give your focus in that moment, right? I think we're also you're also on trial, right?
Yeah, we're both on trial at the time.
So just shifting your energy just to even focus on a moment to study for me was already something like, you know, I think I never mentioned it to you, but now it hit me, bro.
Yeah, man.
Now it did hit me. Do you remember though?
I don't remember the story.
You don't remember?
Vividly. Nah, I don't remember that story.
So you were on the wheel, and you literally opened the book and you were reading. I was like, and I didn't even mention anything, but just to say, it already showed your character, I would say, right? I think in the moment you couldn't see that maybe 3 years from now you have a master, you have an undergrad.
Yeah.
But just then already, you're already focused in that sense, right?
Yeah.
And without mentioning, only that day, I decided as a person, and I said it's small moments in my life that I never actually speak about, but it made me rethink. Right, it made me what's the word? Retrospect. Right, because bro, I was the type of guy I gave everything to football.
Sure, and I think we all
as young people, and especially when you have results from it.
Exactly, and that validation, and that loop of you're achieving
100%.
You tap into
now you're moving forward.
Exactly, you tap into a state like a flow state when you're playing,
100%.
Almost of like nothing else
Nothing
even
else
matters.
Nothing else matters.
But it's a tunnel vision of things are working.
Yeah.
And it's like
it's very dangerous, eh? It's a very dangerous state. Why Shungu? Because and I'm seeing it. I have a younger brother that plays for a team now, and I can see him when things happen good, right?
Yeah.
When he's into that flow state and he's happy, and I'll allow him to be happy as a big brother. It makes me happy. And I pray every day for him to go the farthest possible.
Yeah.
But bro, throughout, we know, bro, how hard it can get, and not even in the injury space, because we had injuries, but bro, just getting into a new environment, getting into a new team, having a coach that might not feel you as much,
the self-belief that it requires,
you know,
and
what
the
I'm
resilience
saying?
to just to give your all, and to see at times it's sacrifice as well. It's sacrifice for something that you may not see. It requires faith. It requires faith to continually put in that effort, to put in that drive, and to remain consistent to it. So it's almost like whether we like it or not, you have to dedicate yourself to it. It's what you're after. You're achieving a goal.
100%.
But I think, and like you mentioned, with like your brother moving, feeling different after specific performances, I think that there is the key. There's the point. It's the key point that is difficult, and that is dangerous to a certain point, because that then through that validation from people around you, you seek value in it. You seek value in it, and you seek affirmation from people
100%.
within it, and it's a feedback. It's a loop.
100%.
It's a loop. So you continue doing it, and it's indirect.
That's where I was trying to go.
Yeah.
And from that, you can actually become nothing at all,
Exactly.
right? Throughout so many things,
Yeah.
man. And that's why through faith you pretty much get everything, right? Because I went through the same thing, just to get to come back to me after capping for the under-20s of my national team as well, and right after that going to Turkey to play for Besiktas. I would say that was the peak of my career.
Yeah.
And it didn't happen like it was supposed to when I went for the trials in Turkey. That's what led me to come here.
Yeah.
And after that, I'll just give a small history on what I went through. So after Pirates, they cut me. They don't take me. I go to BSI. That's
Yeah.
an academy. What would you call
Sure,
that?
yeah, an academy.
An academy,
Yeah.
basically.
With the more holistic view.
100%. And through that, I play a game against Sundowns. And Sundowns takes me for trials for more than 2 months. And for me, that's a moment where I'm reconstructing myself, right?
Yeah. In
where
what in what sense?
In a sense where it's a second chance,
Sure. Yeah.
right?
A new beginning.
A new beginning,
Another
right?
opportunity,
After
yeah.
Pirates, that was heartbreaking, bro, because I thought I was really good. I thought I gave my everything during those 2 weeks of trials, and for me it wasn't fair in a sense. But
Yeah.
like we mentioned, bro, it's the journey, right?
It's the journey.
I had to go through it.
And it's a reason.
I had to
there's
go
a
through
reason
it.
behind it.
No, bro,
Yeah.
because it broke me as well. It broke me. It broke my what's the word? My arrogance. Is it
Yeah,
arrogance?
your
My
self-esteem
self-esteem in
Yeah,
a sense,
yeah.
and I needed that at that moment, bro.
for it to break.
Nah, yeah.
Or you needed your self-esteem.
No, I needed my self-esteem to break. I needed to be humble.
Is this only looking back that you
Looking back, of course,
Yeah,
bro. At that
yeah.
moment, you don't know. At that moment,
you're broken, man?
you broken because obviously, bro. Like I said, I played at a good level back home.
Yeah.
Coming from the national team, coming for Turkey, I don't expect that happening at that moment at Pirates, right?
Yeah.
And going to BSI especially. So at BSI, a top academy, met top people, but obviously it wasn't the level from which I was coming from.
Yeah.
Right. So I had a tough time just being in that environment where some people are learning to play football. Some people haven't played football at all. So very frustrating. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
And at that moment, you're training with people that, people that never played, never trained. And I didn't want to go there at some point. But looking back, bro, it was a place where I also met people that were broken in their identity.
Yeah.
And for me, it was a breakthrough because I also got very strong spiritually in a sense.
Yeah.
It was a shift also in my life as a person. So I remember having deep conversations with people, right, where I understood that it was more than football.
Yeah.
That phase.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was there for only 4 months, but I think I had 2-3 encounters that, looking at now, nothing was more important than that. In a sense,
it was a pivotal moment.
It was a pivotal moment, bro, because I believe the conversations I had with those people are more important than my career as a whole, right?
Yeah.
And that's where you get into it's my purpose in this sport was bigger than just doing football.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And just to get that shift, bro, it takes a lot of retrospection, bro.
Oh, it does, bro. So much introspection. It's like, and it's difficult, It's difficult to tap into those, because like you said, you were broken at that point. And naturally, as people, we move away from pain. That's how we survive. We move away from pain. So having to address that pain and having to actually deal with it is difficult.
Yeah.
It's difficult, and it's easier to, take the easy way or easier, so-called easier way, and just continue on with your value, seeking that validation that we're talking about earlier, and that affirmation that football and has given you, a talent, or the talent or whatever craft you're exploring has given you. And I think it's powerful, bro. It's powerful in the sense that it's not only football.
Yeah. No, bro, it's bigger than that, man.
It's bigger.
Now that I'm still in it, and in it from different perspective now, as a big brother for a younger brother who's trying to make it, as a friend to a lot of professional athletes as well.
Yeah.
I'm seeing this journey differently. Even me coming back to it now, it's no more for the same motives, right? Like you said, it was for a lot of external validation.
Yeah.
But now I'm really coming as a helper, bro.
Sure.
Bro, I have a lot of friends playing at high level, and they miss how can I say, the real values of what the sport can bring them, more than reaching out to crowds and making the crowd happy playing in big arenas, bro.
Yeah.
There's so much value that they can bring to other people throughout the game, man. And that's
that
what I'm trying.
impact, yeah.
And while you're in it, bro, you can never see
You
it.
can never see it. It's that perspective change that you need, you know?
So just an example, man. I have a friend, very good friend. I played with him academy football, and we were very close. And now he's playing for a huge team.
Mm-hmm.
And my brother loves him as well. He sees him as a star, as a leader in a sense. And when I'm with him, I bring my brother along, so that they can chat, so that they can. And I feel like people at that level don't realize how impactful they can be to people, to a
world,
generation, to the world, bro.
Yeah.
They have so much impact, right?
A massive
And
platform.
It's huge.
Yeah.
And I feel like when you're in it, you can never see it.
You can never see it.
So I'm just trying to be that person that can show them how important their value is, not only as soccer players, bro.
Yeah. And
because after a performance, bro, we've been in it, bro.
Yeah.
You can feel like you're down, but bro, you're still impacting a lot of people.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You can take the wrong decision through bad performance,
Yeah.
through a bad season, through an injury. But I'm really trying to, when I'm with my friends, I really try to change the perspective to make them understand you guys are more than just soccer players, bro.
And that's the motto, bro, and that's the aim, it's the mantra of we're capable than more,
100%.
We're all capable than more. And that quote comes to mind by Maya Angelou. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we're powerful beyond measure.
Powerful.
So breaking that barrier.
Powerful.
Breaking that barrier of tapping into your greatness, tapping into your value.
Yeah.
And that takes, like you just touched on, a change of perspective. And a sense of humility to remove yourself from the situation. Because for as long as you're in the situation, it will be about you.
Yeah.
And you'll seek validation. You'll seek value from external things that will feed to you. But as soon as you switch, and I think that's key, and it comes with time, and it's difficult to see when you're younger, but it comes with time in that you need humility, right? You need humility, and you need to see the bigger picture. The bigger picture, and just understand that there's more to anything. And like we said, it's not football specific, it's not athletic specific, it's a human thing.
Yeah, it's a human thing.
I feel like we're more than footballers, we're more than athletes, we're more than anything, more than an artist, more than an entrepreneur, more than a business. But I think the key thing at the end is we're more than anything, but we're still nothing at all. And if you're able to reach that point of humility, then I think that's when you're able to positively impact people around you.
Deep,
because
bro. Please just say it back, bro. just run it back, bro.
Yeah, so more than a footballer, more than an athlete,
yeah,
more than a businessman, more than an artist, more than a craftsman,
you're everything, but you're nothing. At the same time.
More than a father, more than anything. But the power and the value really comes when you realize that at the same time, all of those identities or whatever names, we're more than anything on this planet, but we're still nothing at all. We're still just vessels transitioning through the world, And in order to be a vessel, and in order to impact other people, and to let that positivity and that positive impact flow through to other people, humility is key. Humility is essential because it puts you in a position of receiving,
and understanding, bro.
And understanding
different dynamics, different stories, bro.
Sure. Yeah.
Putting yourself in someone else's shoes, bro.
Exactly.
I think that's the hardest part for us young people trying to get it, bro.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's the thing, like going back, I don't know what you would say, but like going back on the journey, would you, given that things maybe didn't pan out how you thought it would have panned out, would you have changed anything?
Whoa.
Going back.
Honestly, bro,
You didn't even mention, bro. You didn't mention that you own a restaurant now. It's on Uber
yeah,
Eats.
I was getting
You
there.
get it? Yeah, man's an entrepreneur as well, bro.
We're getting there, bro. We're getting there. But just coming back to to your question, bro. Um, honestly, no. No, why? Because it had to happen this way, bro. Um, it's a lot was because I never got the meaning of failure right, right?
Yeah.
Looking,
Do you think it exists? Failure.
bro, it's I'm getting
Yeah,
there, bro.
yeah.
The meaning of failure was having I didn't stay long enough in it to understand what it really means.
Naturally,
And,
though,
it,
'cause-
and looking at it now, it really means nothing, right? Going back to the different stuff that I went through, bro, it wasn't failure, bro. It was lessons,
yeah, yeah.
huge lessons, bro.
Gems, bro.
Huge lessons, bro.
Gems.
I'm happy what I went through, bro.
Yeah.
I feel blessed actually, bro, and bigger than just a football career, bro. Even as an entrepreneur, because obviously, bro, I'm still learning throughout. And
Life's a learning process,
Bro,
like we always say. Like it's a learning process.
that process, bro.
Yeah.
And I understand that honestly, it was just to make me stronger, right? It was just to self retrospect and know who I really was.
Yeah.
And bro, today I have big shoulders, man. To say that, why am I venturing into this, bro? In what I'm doing now, in the you mentioned the restaurant, bro, the catering service, the sports training program,
Yeah. The player management.
player management, bro. It's because now I know I know that I have what it takes
Yeah.
to be more than just an athlete, bro. You know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
bro? So I had to go through it, man. I had to go through it to relate, like you said. I had to go through it so that one of my friends come and tell me what he's going through, and I'm able to tell him the words he needs to, bro.
You can relate, yeah.
You know, but bro, if everything happened like I wanted to, I'll never be the Henry I am today, bro.
Definitely. It molds you.
No,
it
bro,
molds
it
you.
molds you.
Molds you and it shapes you, and it's sort of like a refining process.
Refining process.
The refining process of almost like you're so strung up on a certain identity and you're seeking a certain identity, but moving away from that identity. And when life throws its challenges, and it always will, it forces you to unbecome, to unbecome and to almost, I feel like life is a and what I've learned through my journey and my trials is that life is it's a process of unbecoming
Becoming
who you thought you were
who you thought you were.
to get to a point where you realize who you actually are.
Powerful.
And when we're young, we're impressionable. When you're young and you're growing up, you're impressionable. You're seeking external validation. You're seeking certain things, and that will then mold you. When you're young, you're impressionable, and it will mold you into what you think is right for you, right? And people might influence what is right for you, and people might set certain expectations on you.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, as time goes on, it's a process of unbecoming. Unbecoming what other people might have set on you.
Yeah.
That expectation that other people might have set on you that you probably don't even realize. Subconsciously, you don't even realize that you're living according
to.
So, yeah, unbecoming to that point of, achieving and realizing who you are.
Do you think that you know who you are today?
I think it's a process. It's a process, but I think I'm journeying in a direction to explore who I am, and I think I'm headed in the right direction, and gratefully through the experiences and the trials and the setbacks that have occurred throughout my journey. I think that, like you said earlier, the introspection that it's forced me to have has helped me to realize that when I was younger, there were certain things, there were identities and the elements that they're me, and I'm good at doing it and I'm capable of doing it, but is it really me? Is it really what I'm supposed to be doing? Is it really what my mission is. Is it really what I'm designed to be? Because we're all destined to do a certain thing. So I very much so think that due to the story and the my path so
Journey.
far, I think it's forced me to get to a point now of realizing and digging into who I am,
Yeah.
and realizing that maybe, this football identity that I had and that I'd placed on myself is not, it's not quite me.
It's not
It's
quite
not
you.
it's not quite me, and it's not only me.
Yeah.
It's
It's an aspect
an aspect of me,
of you.
but it's not me.
Powerful.
I'm also able to do other things, and
Powerful.
within the fintech space now, within the payment space, and able to, those things don't make me. So I think I've made that shift of, they don't make who I am, but they're just things that I'm able to do
Able to do.
and influence,
Yeah.
influence and impact other
So
people.
what you're trying to say is what you do is not who you are.
What you do is not who you are.
Powerful.
Definitely. And realizing that is, it's a painful journey, bro.
Oof.
Painful. Painful, bro.
Yeah.
Painful, rocky as well. And it's just so, it's common. It's like it's common as humans for that to happen. And I think even more so now, in a space and in an age where we're kind of bombarded by social media expectations,
Yeah.
bombarded by a certain way of living,
Yeah.
and bombarded by almost like a perfectionist standpoint. We don't see the journey.
Yeah.
We've talked about our journey now,
Powerful.
but social media is very quick and it's a finished product. We don't see the process
Powerful,
behind that. We
Powerful.
don't see the journey behind it.
Powerful.
So now, being in a society or in a world where we are lacking the process, we're lacking the value and the importance, lacking that understanding of the value and the importance of the process, of the journey,
Yeah.
of the fact that everything is everything. Everything adds up. Everything you do adds up,
It's funny because of it's funny what you're saying. I was having a conversation with my sister here yesterday, and we're speaking about the process, bro.
You can't run away from it, man.
Bro, the process, bro.
Mm.
Give yourself grace, man. Don't be so hard on yourself.
Definitely, bro. Definitely. Yeah.
There is time and space and time.
Yeah.
Time, space, and time. So between the time you do something, there's a space. And it's not defined by you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when the other time hits, then it's the appointed time for it to happen when it's supposed to.
And it will happen.
And it will happen eventually. Maybe not how you want it to, but just in that space, like I always say, because I have a lot of younger siblings, have the right attitude.
Yeah.
But for me, and I say it, attitude is everything, man.
Attitude is everything, man. Positions you.
It positions you,
it
bro.
It allows you to be in a position to
receive.
To receive and to apply yourself.
100%.
Attitude it's key, man. It's key.
And we don't get so much throughout the space just because of the attitude, bro. Throughout the space is when you learn.
Yeah.
You learn hard skills, bro. You hurt as well.
But isn't it, that's what we're vessels and we're humans. Like, we will laugh, we will have good times, we will not have good times. We will hurt.
Powerful.
And when we hurt, it's like there's pain. I firmly believe that there's purpose behind pain.
Yeah, no, pain.
And pain is just a sign, bro.
I think we spoke about
it's
it,
just
man.
a sign.
I told you when we were speaking, I told you, I illustrated something where when you're at the gym, right?
Yeah.
You carry weights.
I remember this, yeah.
Right? You're in pain, but because you know that later you have biceps.
Yeah.
What I don't have a lot. You have your abs, but it's through pain.
Yeah.
Right? And you need to go through the same thing emotionally to grow.
Yeah.
Through the same pain.
Yeah.
Through hurts to grow, to understand. So you need that pain moment, bro.
Yeah.
If I can call it like that, you need that pain moment to grow.
Definitely, bro.
And bro, as young people, I think that we choose the wrong outlets throughout the pain, you know, and that's something to mention. You have to find the right ways to deal with it, man.
Yeah.
Um,
But isn't that, like we are saying earlier, being impressionable as a young person? It takes guidance. You
Guidance.
don't know
Powerful.
any better.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
You don't know any better, and you seek something to take away the pain.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
You'll seek that whole thing of instant gratification
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
seeing the final product and the final design or the final goal. Yeah, you don't pain. Oh, I lost my train of thought, bro. What was I saying again, bro? Do you
So
remember?
you're saying that we're speaking about how to deal with pain,
Yeah.
right? And you're saying that you're seeking that quick gratification in a sense,
So
right?
so that quick gratification once again is running away from the process.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
It's moving from what you said from time to time. You're skipping space.
The space, yeah.
The space is in between. The space is the lessons, and the space is life as well. That's where you'll grow. That's where you'll mature as well, and that's where you'll be able to, evolve.
So what, bro? Us as young people getting to life, I would say, getting to, what would you suggest someone to do during that space moment?
Yeah.
Because we went through it, bro. What is the attitude, or even if I can be more specific, what is the thing to do, as in saying, like, read more, do
Yeah.
more sports,
Yeah.
like proper or actual things to go at or to do pretty
Yeah.
much in that space moment?
I think that question just immediately made me think of what you said earlier about attitude, and it's positioning yourself in that time and adopting an attitude of realizing that. And I love this saying from The Alchemist, the book The Alchemist. The journey is the reward. Like, the journey is the destination.
Okay.
Right?
Whoa.
So
Powerful.
having that perspective
That
shift
perspective shift.
and that attitude shift
Yeah.
to realize that the reward is within the space. Because from that time, like we said, from time, space, time, the final time, the second time installment is only a moment. It's a fleeting moment that would simply just occur, and we place so much emphasis on that moment.
Yeah.
But we're living a life, that moment. That's just a single moment within your life. So understanding that, it's like skipping to the end of a movie. You don't understand anything if you skip to the end. If you watch the last scene, you've got no context.
You have no context. And even if it's a happy scene, you don't know what happened.
You don't know what happened. You blindsided.
You blindsided.
You like what?
Whatever.
It just doesn't speak to you. It doesn't affect you. So what I would say within that space time is figuring out. We all kind of know what we want to do deep down, and kind of just having that confidence and that boldness to put that vision down, write the vision down, write the goal down, and be in a position to receive feedback from the journey. So seek feedback. The journey will always give you feedback, right? The journey will always give you feedback. The path, your story will always give you, your life will always give you feedback. You just need to be able to receive it. So position yourself in a way that allows you to receive feedback, right? And almost detaching, like you said, detaching that identity from what you do to who you are, then allows you to do anything.
Wow.
Right? To take everything that you do, or everything that comes along your path, as a way to to add, to
mm.
add to you, to add to get to that
To
vision,
add.
because you know where you're going,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
And
yeah.
we're all destined, we've all been blessed with unique gifts and talents, and we're all destined to get to
Yeah.
a certain all destined to serve a certain purpose. But you know, within that time, it's receiving that feedback and having a holistic perspective on things, and realizing that like we said earlier, everything is everything.
Everything is everything.
If we have that perspective of everything is everything, yeah, I feel like everything then adds, even if it's negative. And like we said, failure earlier, even if you deem it as failure, there's lessons in that. Failure comes with lessons. So-called failure comes with lessons, giving you feedback. But it will be that moment of failure will be sort of a very intense moment of feedback. You know, like in the hospital with
Powerful.
the I think it's ECG or whatever, the heart rate monitor.
Yeah.
That moment of failure or success is just as simple when it goes up, when it blips, you know?
Yeah.
So it's that peak
That peak.
that's very difficult to
Yeah,
process because it
yeah.
happens so quick, and it's
Yeah.
like, you know,
Yeah.
what's happening?
Yeah.
But that peak, then once like introspecting and looking back, as you come down from that peak, that mountain,
Yeah.
as you come down, you almost like, you know, like you're carrying a backpack. As you come down, and this backpack has food, right? And then let's say the journey down is a couple days, and you got food, right? You got food in this bag, and it's enough food to last the journey down. Obviously, to survive over the couple days, you need to eat the food.
Yeah.
So it's that notion of, and perspective and that aspect or that idea of, as you're moving down, you're shedding, right? It's a season to shed, and you're shedding through eating the food. As you eat the food, the bag becomes lighter.
Yeah.
You get to the bottom. You've now accomplished the journey down.
Yeah.
With no food. You've eaten all your food,
Yeah.
but that food has nourished you. You know.
Yeah.
So it's taking that food and taking that, taking the sustenance,
The
sustenance that will then allow you to, you know, have a holistic perspective. And like we've said earlier, and like you said, it might not be what you think it is. It might not. That food, maybe you don't like a certain food. Maybe on that day, all you have left is something that you don't like.
Yeah.
But now it's between surviving and eating it. So it's being in that position of realizing that there's purpose and there's a reason behind that food, or that piece of food that I don't like. It's gonna give me sustenance. It's gonna keep me alive on my journey down. You know, instead of saying, "Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that. I'm not gonna eat it. What good is it for me?" Where that food has nutrients. It's going to, you know, it will have a purpose. It will have a purpose. And bro. So that's how I view it. That's how I view that time in between, that space, that time. And I like how you put it, that time between, the space between the time. And I think, it's just so, it's powerful, bro.
Yeah, no, man,
it's powerful.
It's everything.
And given like what we've spoken about, and the understanding of the journey and the process, my vision and my goal with ExtraTime is to, like I said earlier, to empower young people to realize that they are more, right? To expand themselves, and to realize and to tap into things that, because remember, you don't know until you try. So providing them with guidance. I feel like we're under so much pressure and so much external influences from media and social media that what's essential for the generation coming up is guidance.
Powerful.
Guidance, mentorship, someone who's been through life, and we don't know it all. No one's perfect. But I feel like it's our duty, you know, given that we've been through something, and we've been through a journey of pursuing a craft
Yeah.
and venturing out into other things, it's only our mission and it's only our duty to note and honor to give that back and to guide. Because when we went through it, probably, you don't have
No, we
guidance. And looking
didn't.
back, you say like retrospectively, and once introspecting, you then see how you would change at different points. But in the moment, you don't see it.
Yeah.
So it's that guidance and it's that mentorship, which I believe is just it's
Essential.
pivotal. It's
No,
essential. It's essential for that to happen. For us to create an empowered generation, who's guided, equipped. Creating opportunities, networking, connecting them to opportunities, and helping them to realize that, at the end of the day, we're powerful beyond measure.
Yeah.
And that idea of being powerful beyond measure it's scary.
Yeah.
It's scary. It seems scary. You might be scared of our light, but guiding, if that's all we can do, that's all we can do as people is, try our best and emit the energy and the thoughts and the mission that we've been gifted with. That's all we can do is to impact and to help.
Yeah. No, it's I strictly believe with everything that we're doing and that the platform that we have, and I mentioned it's bigger than us.
Of course, always.
It's bigger than us, and when you can remove yourself from the equation, you know that you're doing something meaningful.
Yeah.
We just launched or opened a catering service, and I was thinking about it the other day, and I'm working with over 10 young people in my team, and I see them here and there. Since it's a catering service, it's very seasonal.
Yeah.
But looking back to it, it's not a catering service, man. It's a place where we can empower young people, right? It's a place where I'm putting values as a standard, whereas in thing as hard work. Because there's in this journey, bro, there is, which young people as well, I'd like to mention, as I think I get also that grit from being an athlete, there is things that you cannot go against, or I can say, and is values such as hard work. Bro, hard work pays off.
Yeah.
And hard work is being consistent in doing hard work.
Yeah.
Funny enough, I'll get back again to a story with my sister because she's funny. She told me something so powerful. She said she's not consistent at the gym because she thought that she had to give 100 every day.
Oof. Yeah.
Yeah. But she realized that even that 1%, it's something, right? It counts. It adds.
It counts in the process,
And coming back just to hard work, as she will see it with time, doing those ones every day will build up to doing hundreds every day. So just to say to the to my guys, to my fellow young people, to the people that work with me, and for myself, because that's something in which I believe in.
Yeah.
You need to put everything on the table.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As wanting to get where we want to, the biggest results, even if it's not going to be always what you want, but throughout doing whatever you're doing, give everything you got. Bro, that's why I look back today, and I'm not really, like you said, you asked me the question to say if I had to change what I went through. No, bro, I gave everything.
Yeah.
That's why I'm happy, and I'm not looking back like, no, bro, on the field I would tackle. I would win my headers as a defender. I would give everything. That's why I look back to it. And same thing into this field, man. As an entrepreneur, bro, every day I wake up, I want to do the best goat meat, man.
Yeah.
Everything has to be bright, the same color.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I want to do the perfect sweet potatoes, the perfect plantains.
Yeah.
And I believe in hard work as well, bro.
Yeah.
That's something that you have to mention is that throughout the journey, do everything you can.
Do everything.
So that
can,
when you
yeah.
look back, at least you have no regrets.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it's not to us. That's why, bro, we put so much faith into what we're doing because at the end of the day, it's really, God that decides pretty much what the outcome's going to be. But do your part.
Play your part.
Play your part.
Yeah.
And that's something else. Just coming back to the catering service, what I was doing, man. You need standards, bro. And sometimes I feel like growing from where we're growing from or coming from where we come, bro, and being who we are, bro, we've lowered our standards, bro. That's why when we get into places where competition we break.
Yeah.
Because we didn't have people where I think you mentioned it, people that fought through it. Looking back, bro, our ancestors or stuff, they went through it, bro.
They went through it, definitely, yeah.
But now we're taking it easy, man. We should go with the same intensity throughout our lifetimes, man. So, yeah, man, just coming back to what you're saying, bro, you got to, no matter what you're doing, put in faith, but put in hard work.
Yeah.
Do the +1. Do the +1 every day and you'll see the results.
Yeah. And like you said, you won't always be on 100%.
No.
But I also feel like those 1% that you're talking about are almost more important than the 100%. Because it keeps you moving forward. And it keeps you also being real with yourself. Because we're not perfect as people. So that notion of, or that idea of putting in 100% or always striving for that 100%. It may not, that 100% may not look the same
100%.
every time.
100%.
But the effort, it's 100% effort.
In the efforts, that's what I'm trying to say.
Regardless, yeah.
That's what I was trying to say. In the effort, in what you, do it with what you can. Yeah. With what you have.
Exactly.
At least, right? And it bro, it just changed the. And I said, it changed the script, bro. Just again this morning, we're doing shuttle runs. I hate them, bro. Suicides.
Yeah.
And I have a competitive spirit, bro. That's something that, and
that's also important, to keep, to keep that drive.
And I'm coming back from an injury, so I'm not gonna be at the level where I'm supposed to. So first shuttle runs, bro. So the two guys with whom I'm running, so they beat me. And it's not like I think about it because something else is just run your race, right?
Yeah, run your race.
But the second time, because it's two shuttle runs, everyone was dying. But the second time, going back and forth through it, there's this, how can I say, this energy that kicks in, bro. And I finished first through it. But it comes from a place where I remembered what I did in the past, right?
Yeah.
All the hard work that I've put in. You know what I'm saying? So just getting back to the notion of doing hard work, it even lifts up in moments where you're not strong, where I don't know how I can say it. When you're weak.
When you're not complete.
When you're not complete. Yeah. Because of the hard work that you've done in the past, it will rise up at some point. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So there is so much benefit at doing what you do with grit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because injured how I was and how I still am going through the rehab, I beat people who are fully fit, not because of the hard work of today, it was because of the hard work I did back then. You know what I'm saying? So suffer today, if I may say, for the moments when you're low. Even when you're not going to be at your 100, something's going to come out of it.
Definitely. It's always adding up.
No, it always adds up, even later on, bro.
Exactly. It's always adding up. Like everything.
It will, bro. Eventually, even it will, bro. It will. That's why give yourself at it, at least when you have the energy. And that's what I have a partner that says, and we're young. He speaks like an old guy, bro. He says, I'm still young. Yeah. That's why he's pushing so much at what he's doing. And I tell him sometimes, bro, you gotta relax. But he tells me, bro, how I'm gymming today, it's not like I was gymming last year. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
So he's grateful for where he's at.
So he's grateful for where he's
making use of it.
He at. And what was I trying to say?
your friend, he speaks, he's old.
Yeah,
He's young and he speaks like he's
He
old.
speaks like he's old. I was trying to make an illustration because of that. Yeah, just to say, you need to maximize also you being young, bro.
Yeah.
It's a privilege. My sister also said it, bro. She's so inspiring. She says, I need to leverage. She's been telling it for 2-3 days. I need to leverage on my age.
Sure. Sure. Yeah.
You need to leverage on it, bro.
Mm.
If you still have the energy to do it, you got to. Just to say, he says, so I think he's in our age group. He says, last year, he was stronger than he is this year, you know? And he's still young. To say that, yo, I don't want it to sound controversial in the sense that obviously there is the process, right, that we're speaking about.
Yeah.
But throughout the process, don't rush, but give your everything.
Sure.
Don't expect the outcome, if I may say.
Yeah.
Detach
from
yourself
the
to the outcome,
Yeah.
but throughout the process, do the hard work.
Control what you can control.
Control what you can control.
And that's your effort.
Control. Don't give excuses.
Yeah.
That's something else.
Yeah.
You know, bro.
Definitely.
There's so much. As young people, bro, there's so much excuses as well.
Yeah.
And I said, just to come back to your story, bro. At that time in the car, you weren't obligated, or it wasn't a must for you to study. After training how we were training, it was preseason, bro.
Yeah, it was a difficult day, bro.
Remember running in that jungle, jumping.
Yeah, in the heat, bro.
In the heat.
Yeah.
But you decided to study, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you need to, no excuses if you want to get where you want to get as well.
Yeah. And even at that time, like, I always used to pray for clarity.
Powerful.
For years and years and years, I prayed to God on clarity.
Powerful.
And I was young, I didn't really have clarity at the time.
Powerful.
But just journeying and trying to get towards clarity, it took just having that faith. It took just, reading, putting in those extra hours to honor my gift, my own personal gift of being able to do that, and to honor the privilege and the opportunity to do so. At the time, I didn't know where I was going and where it would pay off.
Yeah.
But it's adding to the tank. It added to the tank.
What do you feel that you've done in your soccer careers when you're doing it, that it added up to what you're doing now? What are the values or the lessons or even certain things that you did in the past and you feel like it's because of those moments that I'm doing what I'm doing now?
Yeah, I think, the soccer career and the soccer journey.
Yeah.
For me, I always towards the end, I after introspecting and realizing, for me it's three things, and I used to call it CCD:
You see,
courage, consistency, and determination.
powerful.
That's what it's given me.
Powerful.
And the ability to know that those things are important. Have the courage to be yourself. Have the courage to exert yourself and to honor your gift, because you all have gifts. So have the courage to do so. Be consistent within that time and space. It's an everyday thing. It's the journey is the reward. It will add up. It's incremental steps of adding up and being consistent. And then it's determination. You have to be determined to get to where you want to go, because nothing is going to happen just as is. Nothing will just come to you. You have to be determined, and you have to almost, alongside with the courage, have that determination to push on and to believe and to really know that what you're doing and what you're meant to do will happen. It will happen. So definitely that's CCD for me. It's courage, consistency, and determination. Yeah.
It's funny how I don't know if you've seen that. Is it a reel or a TikTok of a player of Tottenham, Hoiberg? He says the work, even to become a soccer player, I'll always go back to that, because for me, it's like you said, I think you get so much values from just that sport as well.
Definitely.
Bro, it's so much work but just for one moment.
Yeah.
But do you think about how much we go through the same passing drills, right?
The
same
hours.
for hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just because as a soccer player, you have the ball, I think 1 minute during a game.
Exactly.
Not more than 2
Exactly.
minutes
Yeah.
for 90 minutes. Most of the time you're playing off the ball.
Yeah.
And just to say that you're working through or going through repetitions of things every single day. It's not new to us what we go on the pitch. So positional play.
We've seen it all.
We've seen it all.
Yeah.
But it's just for minimal, just for a couple minutes during a game, bro.
Yeah. And like, once again, it ties back to the journey of that's preparation. That's preparation.
Come back to the journey of preparation.
Yeah, exactly. And, what we're doing there and what you're doing, whatever craft that you're doing, you're preparing, right?
You're preparing.
And you're preparing for that moment.
For that moment.
Your preparation to meet opportunity.
Yeah.
And you need to be prepared
You
to
need to be
meet
prepared.
an opportunity. So
now you said it to when we were working on this. You showed me one of your TED talks.
the speech that I was working on.
You're working on, which I believe is very powerful.
Thank you, bro.
And I feel like you're getting there, bro. As in you working towards that. Because, and I say it, you're refining yourself every time. Even the concept extra time on itself, I say it. Every time you speak to me, I feel like you get it better. You know what I'm saying?
It becomes more, it becomes more clear.
Just to say the preparation of getting where we're going, and only God knows what this platform's going to turn out later from now. But I see how much just in the short amount of time being involved in this vision, how much already you're getting out of it.
Yeah.
And I don't know to how many people you speak about it, because us, we speak about it often.
Yeah.
I see how much clarity and how articulate and how clear and how important this platform is and how big your vision is.
Yeah.
Just to say that, imagine just for a couple of months that we've been on it, and imagine being years sitting on it, man. Just to say that preparation is key, bro.
Preparation is,
and people
important.
People will testify.
Of course.
People will testify, and it's not even gonna be your circle.
Yeah, the impact is beyond. It's not about us. It's not about me. It's not about removing. It's from a point of humility to seek to empower. You know, and I think that with this idea, it had been on my mind for a very long time, but I think it only came at a point of when I got to a point of detaching myself from what I was doing, from what I was pursuing,
what you were pursuing,
and really like seeking to dig in deeper to who I am as an individual, and then through that seeking to create a platform. And once removing myself from what I'm doing, it's now a platform where we put in the output. I mean, we put in the input. Right, we put in the input that we received from the journey, from the lessons, from experiences, to attain a certain output. Of impact.
Yeah.
Of impact, because if we're not, I feel like if we're not impacting a greater good or impacting other people,
it's
what are we doing it for? What are we doing it for?
It's vacant. There's nothing there.
Yeah,
there's nothing there. I'll come back against the stories because I love stories, bro. I feel life is stories, man.
Yeah, it is, man.
And
we all have a story to tell.
And you said it, and bro, you say so many things. You said how to be mindful. You taught me something that I'm working on. You said you journal now a lot. You journal moments.
Yeah.
You journal moments because it helps you to stay mindful about
sure.
situations. You remember?
Yeah,
you said
I remember that.
And
I remember that
so
conversation.
powerful, man. It's so powerful to be mindful about your situation, right? Where you stand. All right. I'll get back to a story. Why was I saying this is now I'm venturing into sports now actively, not as a soccer player, but now also as an entrepreneur in the soccer
Through the management.
Through the management, I'm also working on a training program. And And I wasn't being in the moment or understanding the impact of the people I was working with, right? Going through the rehab, I worked with a coach, which is a father figure, is helping me through so much throughout this journey, and with a physio, and I met surgeons, and I met a lot of people that helped me, build up to where I am today. And I wasn't being mindful about the privilege to work with those people. Today I am. That's why I'm creating this soccer training platform to help professional players to reach their peaks and other athletes as well.
Yeah.
But it took me mindfulness, bro.
Of course, being aware.
And bingo, bro. It's a privilege, bro. A privilege for them doing their craft, what they're good at, and a
Yeah.
privilege for me seeing how happy, good people are to help me
Yeah.
getting where I have to get, seeing how people are genuine in wanting to see me being in a good place. And for me, I think that it takes mindfulness to help people actually to reach their full potential. That's why we need now to create platforms, bro.
Yeah.
We need to create platforms for people to be able to do what they love and to help other people to actually get where they have to get, pretty much.
Of course, man. Of course. Yeah. Thank you for joining the first episode of Extra Time podcast. Excited to have you along for the journey as we lift and as we seek to achieve. We seek to empower.